Hey guys, it's Emily, and I am a relationship coach. I know not all of you can come in and hang out with me to talk about your areas of concern, but even if you're not, I can still try to help you through these videos, or what I like to do are book recommendations. So I thought I'd talk about one of them today. This book is by Mira Kirshenbaum. It's called The 10 Prescriptions to Heal Your Relationship. Our Love is Too Good to Feel So Bad. And spoiler, I do recommend it. If that's not clear by a whole dedicated video. But I thought I'd jump into what I liked about this book, what I would change about this book, and overall what I would hope you would get from it. So Mira Kirshenbaum, I believe, is no longer practicing. The last time I looked her up, her practice was closed and she's retired. However, she was practicing for many years. She had a institute where she would invite couples. They would not only do therapy, but they did research. So that really helped provide information for her books. So this book, let's jump in a little bit. She has a section right after the chapters that's dedicated to her readers. So I thought I'd share that with you so you have a little bit of insight of what she hopes that you could get from the book. To my reader, if you believe your love is too good to feel so bad. I like that. Okay. It's one of the worst parts of having problems in your relationship, isn't it? The gut sense that love shouldn't be like this. The struggle that comes from trying to reconcile the depth of your love with the kinds of problems you've been having. Your world is upside down. The feelings this churns up in you are intense. You're furious with your partner and perhaps with yourself too. You're incredibly sad and disappointed. Most of all, you're afraid, because we all know these days how the problems that spring up in relationships can easily kill love, even when you're sure that yours is love that will never die. I'm here because I know it's realistic for you to feel hopeful, no matter how much time you've already spent working on your relationship. It's not love or good intentions that have been missing. What you've needed are answers. That's what this book provides. It's not too late. You may feel stuck now, but you're only one really good idea away from success. Once you discover exactly what's been causing your problems, your sense of confusion and helplessness will go away. And the love you've always known is there will come into full bloom again, and it's all healthy and strength and beauty. So that's the first little intro, and I like it. There's something that kind of got me. The big thing that I liked about this book in general, and you can hear it a little bit in this intro, is how much hope she has for relationships. I love that. When people come in and hang out with me on the couch, I hear hope. They're here because they're fighting, and fighting at its core is a way for you to try to connect with your partner. You're frustrated, you're feeling alone, you're feeling mad or upset or whatever it may be, and your want to fight is your want to connect with your partner. So to me, that's hope in its definition. You're fighting for the connection and to be heard and to be validated from your partner. So I think she grasped that perfectly, not only in this first little brief excerpt, but throughout the whole book. And I love that positive mentality that she brings. I also agree with her statement of it's not too late. There are people who go through horrible betrayals. They go through fighting every day, no fun days, to rekindling that love and that spark that they once had. There is still hope if you have the urge to put in the work to get it. And that does take some work. It doesn't just come willy-nilly, right? There was something, and give me a second, I have to find what it was that sparked me. Oh, yes. It's just the fact that she's like, I have the answers. Okay, so she's trying to sell this book, right? Are there some awesome solutions in here? You bet. And she's also trying to sell the book. So I still recommend buying it. However, with any book that you get online, any resource that you read online, even watching this video, you have to have some kind of self-reflection, some kind of ownership into what's going on for you in order to actually get stuff out of the content. So that's why sometimes when people come in and they talk about, oh, we tried this or that, we tried this program, we read this book, and we're still not connecting, to me that means one of these solutions might actually work for you. However, you're not in a place where you can actively work on that together in your relationship. So if you're finding that's the case, it doesn't mean your relationship is doomed. Please, there are plenty of options, even plenty more books, right? It's just finding the right fit for you. So even when finding a therapist, as a side note, if you go to a therapist and like regardless of what it's for and it was a horrible time for you, don't just think it's therapy in general. It might just be a bad fit with that therapist. There's plenty of different theories, plenty of different therapists out there. So it's more about finding the right fit at the right time for you. So 10 prescriptions to heal your relationship. The layout of this book is that each chapter goes through defining the problem, and then it goes into how to make sure that it's you. So there's like these little quizzes that come up, and then if you said yes to multiple of these questions, then this problem might fit for you. And then she goes into some solutions. So I think even if you go through the questions and it's like, oh, maybe this isn't a problem for you, you're fine here, I would still go through the book and read the solutions because you're the expert on your life and in your relationship. And even if there's something in one of the solutions that you can tweak and make it fit for you and make it work for something else or work for another relationship or work for your kids, right? There's so many other ways that just reading 10 more pages of the book will be really helpful for you. So let me find, the first few chapters are into like her research, give you a little bit of layout. So summarizing the first 2 chapters here for you. Okay, cool. So I apologize. It was just the one chapter. So chapter 2 is titled Giving You the Best That I've Got. Love Killer number 1. Letting essential maintenance slide. The issue. Have you forgotten to do the essential things you have to do to keep your love healthy? Bam! Yes, exactly. This is so true. Life gets us going, right? We have all these other things that we need to do. You have work, you have family time, you have just basic household things, you know? There's all these different things in our life that take, and we have to make sure that we get back in order to give out, right? But part of that too is also for your relationship. So you have to keep feeding positive things into your relationship often in order to keep that relationship strong. So that's what she's calling maintenance. It's like these everyday things, these everyday points of connection. So she goes into defining the issue. And then she helps you, let me get in here. She helps you see the top 10 do's, and I believe each chapter has don'ts for how to then move forward from this problem. And the prescriptions are in order. So if that second chapter applied to you, you want to work on that point first before moving forward. And I would agree with that. Some of these were more basic issues up front, so like maintenance. compared to longer term issues, so like trust or commitment issues that are addressed later on, that having this foundation of basic maintenance will help out down the line. So I don't know about each chapter, but in general, I would agree with that statement to go one chapter at a time, work on that before you move on to these major or bigger issues, really. Um, yeah, like some of these later love killers. Love killer number 7 is different sickness. Ah, yeah, it's focusing on the ways that you're different. If you, again, have this maintenance built, it's going to be a lot easier for you to then talk about the differences that you have with your partner. Toxic buildup from the past, problem people. Mm-hmm. And that's not your partner, right? That's like outside people causing you some heartache. And then the last love killer is the low expectations trap. I talk a lot about the low expectations trap. In fact, I wrote a blog about it, and I see that a lot. So I totally agree with that one being a last point where you have to build these extra tools before you get to that. If you want some information just on the low expectations trap, I'll have the link to my blog post, so you just have a quick intro into it. So all in all, I believe this book is really easy to read. There's quite a few pages. Let me see where we're at. 308 pages. It didn't feel like it to me. It really was an easy read. Sometimes it was like I would read just the chapter on the problems, and then the next time I would read the solutions. And it really made it easy to then truck along through the book. Really, really easy to read. So that's a major pro for me. Some of her solutions are so cookie cutter. Like, here's the problem, here's the solution. And life isn't like that. People aren't like that. Otherwise I'd be out of a job, really, right? I think if you have these tools to help you move forward, that's huge. And you have to have the insight and some of the foundation pieces to be able to apply that. So solutions need to be custom made in a lot of ways. One of my main goals in meeting with clients is I like to be shorter term therapy solution. So I try to make it go fast for people. So each week I like to provide a tool. So if there's something that comes up, of course I talk to my clients about that, whatever they want to talk about. And if not, I have a tool ready to go that we can work on some conflict management, some communication skills, just basic points of connection with our partner. And that's going to be a lot faster paced. So if you're looking for something to be fast, that comes at a cost. So I do recommend seeing a therapist if that's something you're looking for. If not, if you're okay with the long-term goal here, this book would be helpful for that. Like I said, you can even just read one chapter at a time and go along. So to me, this is a longer term solution compared to something that can be more customized when working with a professional. And that's not a bad thing. It just depends on your personal goals and what you want to do with that. So in summary, I definitely recommend this book. I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love the content. I just wish she would be a little more honest about how these need to be customized for you. Maybe the cookie cutter solutions are perfect and they fit, and I wouldn't expect that it would be the same throughout each chapter. So take that in mind. I think use this book for the tools and then adapt them. So that would be something that I would add to the book. But again, all in all, definitely think it's worth a shot, worth a try. I think you can get them online pretty cheap. It's an older-ish book, I think. Let me see when it was made. But I think this was like maybe $12 on Amazon when I purchased it. Yeah, this is from 98. But don't fret, like the information is still valid. She doesn't recommend like any specific tools that would be dated from the late 90s, so I wouldn't worry about the date, but that also helps then make the book a little bit cheaper for you guys. So I'll find it on Amazon. You don't have to buy it from the link. It's just there if you want to look at it. But again, Mira Kirshenbaum, really great. I've read a few of her books, so I'll be posting more videos in the future for other book recommendations from her. But this is a really solid start. If you have any books that you're questioning, that you want my opinion on, let me know. I'd love to see what you want from me. I'm more than happy to read the book and do a book review, not only for you, but then I can share to everyone else. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know if I can do anything to help. I want to be a resource for you. We'll talk soon.